So are you looking for some fall decor that's a little unusual? And do you love pies? Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to make some faux apple pie and a faux blueberry pie for your fall decor. Hi, I'm Bonnie Overman. I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope my channel will inspire you to lead a more productive, creative, and stylish life at any age, always on a budget. And you guys, I'm going to be 70 this year, and if I can do it, you can do it too. I want to thank my subscribers. I reached 400 subscribers. I appreciate your support so much. And if you haven't subscribed, consider doing so. You don't want to miss any of my upcoming fall, Halloween, and Christmas videos. They're going to be really spectacular. So I hope you saw my tablescaping competition videos. In fact, I did a faux wedding cake and 2 faux pies, and of course they're at the fair still. But I want to give a shout out to one of my fellow YouTubers, Angie at My Fairy Treasures. She saw one of my pictures and decided to make some blueberry pies, and she made them totally different than me, and they are absolutely adorable. So I have the link below to her video. So after mine, please go over, show her some love, subscribe, and you're going to love her. She's so sweet and funny and so talented. She does art, she does decor in all different styles. She does shopping hauls. You're gonna love Angie, okay? So make sure to do that. Just so you know, this is the beginning of at least one more or maybe another video on faux pies. I'm gonna look into making felt faux pies and also paper and all kinds of crafts with faux pies. You guys are gonna love it. Anyway, without further ado, I hope you love this. I hope you get inspired and make a pie for yourself. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Let's make some pie. Okay, the first thing we want to do is we want to select our vessel or our pie pan that we're going to be using for our pie. Now you can use small bowls like this one over here for a small one. You can use an old pie pan. You can actually distress it if you like the real kind of primitive, shabby chic look. Once you decide on your pan you want to use, I pick a riser. So that means the pie is going to sit on top of this. I find in most of these pie pans I have, an inch works very well. I also got a package of 4 or 5 of these at Dollar Tree, and they're 3/4 inch, and they seem to work well also for height. And you can hot glue those on, E6000, glue them or whatever, or you don't even have to glue if you want to make them interchangeable with different kinds of pies. You can use a piece of foam, use an old box. This is like an old Jello container. I just cut it down a little bit. But you want to raise them up because when you put your circle of cardboard on here, you want it to sit up higher and not sink at the very bottom. Okay? So that's what we want to do first, is we want to actually get our piece figured out that we're going to use. Okay, what is the pie made of? I use a cardboard circle. Now these bigger pies to go in the pie pans here are about 8 1/4 inches across. This is the size you want on a pie. Can you see here? Because you're going to put crust around here, so you want some crust on this, some crust on this, just to go around this way. So it doesn't have to be exact. I glued 2 pieces together to get a big enough one with a Kleenex box and a Friskies box. So, all right, what's the next step? The next step is I want to cover this cardboard with something to make it slightly irregular so it's not completely flat. Now, I know Angie used tissue paper and then she put some berries on it, which is a great idea. I just don't have it. I kind of say go with what you have. So I take some of this brown wrapping paper, or you can use a brown paper bag, crumple it up. You can see how I've crumpled it up, and I've just glued it around. You guys, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want the pie to look a little irregular. Now this is the start of my apple pie, and then this is the smaller one, which is going to go in this container here with crust and everything, but it just gives a little bit of an irregularity. I went to Dollar Tree and bought these kind of hydrangeas. To me, they have a cooked apple look, you know, kind of caramely, kind of cinnamon. It kind of looks to me like cooked apples. So I took all of these apart, and you want to, you know, make them flat like this. Now, I tend to cut these in half because they're too springy. If I went to put that on my pie like that, see how it sticks up too much? I don't want to see all these thin edges. So either put it down this way and glue it down, or I cut them in half. You can see my little pieces here. So I cut them in half, or actually in fourths. And I just go around and glue them on. I have to finish doing this one. Now, I do put something on them to kind of make them smell good and to look like they have some kind of seasoning on them. And I do use hairspray. I spray it with hairspray, and then I add some pumpkin pie spice. You can add cinnamon or whatever you want to add to it, but once we get the crust on, it'll look like apples. And then again on this one, I use some beads from Dollar Tree, and this is painted black right now. I'll put a little bit of navy blue paint on it before I finish it up. All right, so this is where we're at right now with this one. And so what I need to do is, the next step is to cut some strips of burlap. And that's what I've done here. Now I'm using a method that Angie used with this masking tape, to tape masking tape on burlap and then cut around it. And it doesn't ravel, you guys. This is so cool. So my crust will lay across here like this. I'm gonna do 3 across, and I'm gonna do 2 across this way. And of course I'm gonna weave them in and out before I hot glue them on the sides. And once I hot glue them on the sides, then I take ruffled burlap here. That's what I use for a crust on mine. You can use fabric, you can use, you can actually use some of this and just kind of pleat it back and forth and glue it on the edge here. I kind of like the look of the ruffle here. You can see how it's going to look, and see how the pie spice looks once you get the crust on. So this is supposed to look like it's not real pie. If I wanted to make real looking pie, you know, there's those potpourri pies you can do where you do the salt and flour crust you could do and put potpourri inside. But these are supposed to be whimsical, cute little, you know, old-fashioned looking pies, and I think they look so cute, and I'm obsessed. After this video, I'm doing another video in September when I do my crafts. I do videos every couple days, but when I do one of my crafts for September, it's going to be more on pies, felt, paper, all different kinds. In fact, let me give you a little sneak peek. How about some pumpkin pie? You guys have fun with this. Really have fun with this. I think it's very important. So how did I get it to look like it's kind of been browned in the oven? I used Tim Holtz distressed ink and ground espresso. And I just use a foam brush and I just kind of press it in. So it kind of looks like it's been browned in the oven a little bit. All right, I am going to finish this pie. I'm going to finish this pie. I'm going to get it in the container. I'm going to finish cutting my strips over here, and I'm going to start to glue it in, and I'm going to show you how to finish this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue down 3, and then I weave this under, weave this one under, and then glue those down, and then finish and glue this down, and then cut off all the pieces that are hanging over, and then you put your crust on. So I'm going to come back with the finished pies in just a minute. Okay, I'm back again, and I finished my pies. Let's take a look. Now I just put them on little tiny candlesticks from Dollar Tree, but you can display them however you would like to. In fact, I just think this apple pie, or any of them, look how cute it'd be hanging in your kitchen with a big bow on it. I just think it's adorable. You can see I finished my lattice work. So I've done a woven lattice work of in and out, and across. And I kind of made it raised up a little bit. And here's why. I know when you do apple pies, a lot of times, you know, you fill it full, and as they cook, they really shrink down. So I wanted it to look as if it was a baked apple pie, and it had kind of shrunken down a little bit. Then I just did my ruffle all around the edge, but I did age all of this. All right, let's take a look at my little blueberry pie I made. So I'm going to take this, see, this is still just laying in here. I haven't attached anything down for sure yet. But how I finished this one, which is a little different, I did the same little under-over woven lattice. I took the same burlap ruffle from here, and I just folded it in half and hot glued it down. and because I wanted a smaller crust. Now you might notice there's some kind of glittery stuff on there. A lot of times when people bake, and I don't, so I'm just hoping I'm right on this one, they sometimes will do an egg yolk wash and then sprinkle on some sanding sugar, and I think it's to kind of crystallize and make the crust look really pretty. So I just use my hairspray and some plain old white glitter. Okay, this is not iridescent. You just want to get plain white. And sprayed the hairspray on, and then I just sprinkled on the sugar, and I think they came out really, really cute. I hope my daughter-in-law is going to like the apple pie. Look at the cute pie box I bought from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to put her pie in there, and there's her little tag. She requested apple pie, and of course I'll attach it down and everything. So I hope you loved this. I hope you guys got inspired, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye.